Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Tokyo Tropic Turtles Draft to Glory franchise mode here in MLB The Show 24. So in last episode, we had the ALDS versus the Houston Astros, and we actually managed to pull off the sweep. So this time around, despite the last 2 years having problems after the second game of the playoffs, we managed to actually close out a series, which was nice, and against a tough Houston Astros team, which I didn't really expect because I thought that they would at least give us a little bit of a run for our money, but they didn't really do too much against us, which was great. So we are going to be going to the ALCS for the first time in franchise history, taking on the New York Yankees, who we took on in the ALDS a few years ago. This team is going to be probably a tough task as well, but I think we definitely have the upper hand. Obviously, it just depends if our team continues to do what it was doing in that opening round, because you could see we didn't get the best pitching results, but we had some solid pitching results. Like Parker definitely was a lot better this year than he was last year in the playoffs, so hopefully he continues to be as good as he is. Stan Nguyen was fantastic in his start, so hopefully he continues that into this round. And then Kazuhito Hayashi, solid numbers. And then we didn't even go to Tan or Irabu at the moment yet. And then our bullpen was kind of a mixed bag. You had Walter Jung, who wasn't the best, to be honest, on paper. But you had some guys like Chang step up. Leonard Sato played somewhat solid. Eric Yamamoto was pretty bad, to be honest. And then you had guys like Tom Koo, who was kind of a little bit of a mixed bag, but was able to close down some games. And in our batting, this is what kind of surprised me, because obviously our offense has been kind of dry in the last few years in the playoffs, but in this time, it was actually really good. We got home runs from a ton of different people. So Peter Yamazaki was batting at 200, but he had 3 home runs in the ALCS, which is amazing, or the ALDS, or whichever one it is. I always keep on forgetting, but he was really good. You had Yokoyama batting a 417. Tom Lee had a home run, 250 average. You had Nomo, who had a 417. Like, a lot of guys on our team did really good in terms of batting average. The only one that kind of underperformed was Sasaki, who didn't get a single hit in that opening round, which is kind of insane. So he might come out of the lineup at some point. Maybe we'll change him in William Chung around to see if that helps out things. But I might keep Sasaki in just for the time being, just because he's a great power hitter against righties. So hopefully he could get going in this next round. Seo was also really good with 2 home runs in the opening round. And an Oka batting a 538, Taguchi batting a 545. Like, if our offense continues like this, we shouldn't have much problems against this Yankees team. Now, the Yankees, their lineup is kind of interesting. I don't think they're that much harder than Houston, but honestly, who knows? This is what they're running. They actually do have better starters, I would say, than the Astros do. Their bullpen is still a little bit on the weaker side, but they do have a great closer, so that makes a big difference with how their bullpen is constructed. And then their batting is not too bad, I believe, but it's not as good as the Yankees were, or not as the Yankees, as the Astros were. You can see, obviously, they don't really have that superstar player other than Evan Carter, who is a 91. Everybody else is like 85 and below, so there is a chance that we should be able to beat them. However, you look at like the batting averages on some of these guys that are like 73 overall, 310 average, like they do get some good results from guys that are not expected. So going to be an interesting series, and obviously this one's a best of 7 since we're now in the ALCS. So let's hop right into it right away. Actually, let's get in your guys' comments first, and then we'll hop into it. Almost forgot for some weird reason. But we want to hop into this as fast as possible, because if this series is to go 7 games, this could be a very long episode. If it's a short series, obviously it won't be as long. But I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long, so we want to get to it as fast as possible if we can. Anyways, the first comment is from Dylan Burrows, who says, "The curse of the samurai is done." And yes, sir, it was nice to finally be able to get a win in a first round matchup, because you could see our first 2 games, we played dominantly against them. In the last game, we won 16-7, having like, I think it was like 7 runs in the 9th inning, if I remember right. Let me actually take a look at that here, because I don't remember. Yeah, 7 runs in the 9th inning. We did give up 4 of our own in the bottom of the 9th, but at least we managed to cruise to a victory. The next comment is from Ryan the Sharky, who says, "Almost forgot to remind/torture you about Louis and Lewis." And yeah, let's take a look at Lewis and see what he's up to. And also Louise, if I could find the player search thing, because I always forget where the heck this is. Or does it go away in the playoffs? I don't think it does. It should be somewhere around here, right? Maybe it does go away in the playoffs, because I thought it was always on that screen. Unless I'm just completely losing my mind here. Where is it? I'm pretty sure the player search was always in this screen. Yeah, I think it might go away in the postseason, which if that is the case, then I might have to wait till the off-season episode to take a look at those. Yeah, I think I might have to wait till the off season to check on those that are Ryan. I don't know exactly if they're still in the same teams that they were before, so we'll take a look in the off season if we do have an off season episode, or in the finale episode if I could use that player search again. Obviously, we'll look and see where those guys are and how good they are doing. And the last and final comment is from Nick Bucker Barons OC, who says, winning a playoff series, question mark, and yep, indeed, sir. Yes, indeed. Finally got a playoff series victory. Now let's hopefully go for another one, because obviously if we could get to the World Series this year and win a World Series, maybe this series will come to an end easier. And then since NHL 25 is basically out at this point, then we could just focus on NHL 25 content for a while or something like that. But anyways, let's get to this first game. And obviously we have home field advantage, which is great. So let's see if we could use it to our advantage. We are going to probably be changing back to Parker for game number 1, just because Vincent Tan is apparently scheduled to start. But we're probably going to not go to him, just because I would prefer to go with our ace for the start of this next round, of course. So yeah, we'll go with Parker, then we'll go with Stan, then we'll go with Kazuhito Hayashi. All of them should be fully energized. And we could go to Tan if we need to. Ibrabu maybe at some point in the series, considering this could go 7 games. But obviously we'll go with our big guns to start this one off, because we want to make some damage early if we possibly can. So let's hop on into this and see how it runs. First pitch of the next round, fly out, and ground out. Good start for our pitching in Iwamura. Now can our offense have a good start? Yamazaki issues a walk in the first at bat. I like it. Yokoyama, 2-run shot to start the game. That might not be a good sign, though, because like I've mentioned multiple times in the playoffs, when you score early, it might end up not being good. But we start off offensively on a great note, just like we did last round. We were so good offensively. Yokoyama hits a 2-run bomb to make it 2-0 early into this one. Tom Lee flies out. Charles Nomo solo shot as well. It's 3-0. I am kind of a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried. I know our offense is off to a good start, but do we have the pitching to close it down? And will our offense still continue to play good later on in the game? Theodore Lee strikes out. David Sasaki strikes out. So Sasaki still without a hit here in the playoffs, so that's not great. Jack Driver up to bat for the Yankees. Can't get anything. There's another fly out and another ground out. So far, Iwimmer is off to a good start. Usually you'll know if a team's going to come back against you if it's like the 4th inning and they start to score some runs. I think that's usually when I've seen it happen, at least. But Vincent Seo up the bat. He doubles. That's a huge one. We could try and steal, but I'm going to just go for Stanley Oka's hit, because Oka's been great so far. And he singles. Nice. We're getting some really good hitting from the bottom of the order, and that's exactly what we kind of need if we want to go far in this playoff run. Taguchi brings in a run. It's 4-0. Oka's now on third as well. Yamazaki will walk. We have bases loaded for Yokoyama, who already has a home run in this game. This game's acting a little bit quick in terms of offense. Like, I am still worried at this point, but we are doing really good here early on. Yokoyama strikes out. That's unfortunate. Tom Lee, can he drive in some runs? No, he cannot. That's unfortunate. We're down to our last out of this inning. Can Nomo bring in some runs? Yes, he can. It's 5-0 early on. Okay, we're off to a really good start offensively. That's like, our offense has been probably the best it's ever been in this postseason. And if it continues like this, maybe no team can beat us. Theodore Lee, pitching change already for them in the 2nd inning. That's huge for us. They have to go to their bullpen. However, their bullpen's okay, so maybe their starters are just their problem. I don't know. Theodore Lee flies out, and we head to the 3rd. Strikeout there, single there, so there's our first hit of the game. Brady House, let's try and pick him off. Evan Carter flies out. Matt Davies, singles. They have 2 men on base. Oh boy. See, this is where I think they could come back all of a sudden, because I've seen it happen before. Chris Miley brings in a run. It's 5-1. Yikes. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried having that lead early on, but if our team can find a way to lock it down and prove me wrong, that would be fantastic. Elijah Green brings in 2 runs. See, what do I know? I know how this game operates. It's 5-3 now all of a sudden, as Parker's having a tough time in the 3rd inning. I hate when this game's like, you could easily tell what's going to happen. Jack Driver walks as well. Parker's having a really tough time here. Oh my goodness, an error as well. They have bases loaded. Are we seriously going to blow this game in 1 inning, basically? Like, hopefully our offense is still good going into the next inning and all that, but So far, Parker's having a really tough time. He's probably going to come out soon enough. He has a lot of energy, but he might come out in like the 5th inning if he keeps playing like this. Fly out. Okay, huge. That's a huge fly out. We do still have the lead. David Sasaki hits his first hit of the game. First hit in 11 at-bats as well, which is kind of insane. But Sasaki's finally on base. Vincent Seo walks as well. We got 2 men on base. Maybe we're going to answer right back. That would be nice. Oka strikes out. Mark Taguchi grounds out. We do have runners in scoring position now, but 2 outs for Yamazaki, who's been a home run machine in the playoffs. Can he hit another one? No, he gets walked. Maybe that was an intentional walk. Yokoyama up to bat with the home run in this game so far. He has another chance for a grand slam. Can he bring in some runs? No, he cannot. That's unfortunate. Let's have a good pitching inning here if we can. Ground out, fly out, and pop up. Nice. Okay, maybe they're actually going to prove me wrong. Maybe it was just a little bit of a hiccup in that 3rd inning. Tom Lee pops up. Nomo walks. Theodore Lee strikes out, and Sasaki grounds out. That's unfortunate. Our offense has been pretty quiet since the 2nd inning. But if we could get good pitching, that's all right. Pop up, strike out, fly out. Okay. Yeah, maybe Parker's actually not doing too bad still. Maybe that 3rd inning was just a random bad inning. Seo grounds out. Oka, solo shot from Mr. Oka. What's his name again? Stanley Oka? I don't even remember Oka's first name. I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but Oka with a huge hit. Mark Taguchi now up to bat. He singles. Okay. Okay, maybe this team still has it in them. Yamazaki walks as well. We got 2 men on base. Yamazaki's been walked like 3 times in this game, I think. Yokoyama grounds out, but we do have runners in scoring position with 2 outs for Tom Lee. Can he put this in play? No, he cannot. Jack Driver up for them. Singles. Oh boy, they have 2 boys on base again. That's not great. We might have to change Parker out here soon because they are close in this game still. Strikeout there. That's a big strikeout issued. Strikeout there. Let's try and pick off the guy at first. House brings in a run. It's a 2-run game again like that. Parker's getting pretty gassed, so he is going to come out here if we could get this out here. And we do get it. Nice. Okay. Charles Nomo up to bat. We're still only up by 2, so this is still a pretty close game. Despite I feel like we kind of had the better game so far, in a way, but not by much. Like, we had a good start, but that 3rd inning is one that could come back to bite us still. So hopefully it doesn't. Nomo, and they make a pitching change again. Carlos Francisco comes in. Nomo strikes out. Theodore Lee pops up. Sasaki singles. So Sasaki's got a couple hits this game, which is good to see. Obviously, after last round, he wasn't that good. Vincent Seo comes up. He singles as well. We got 2 men on base with 2 outs for Stanley Oka. It is Stanley. I thought it was, but I was all of a sudden like doubting myself. Can Oka bring in any runs? No, he cannot. And we're going to make a pitching change. We're going to bring in... Let's go with Vincent Chang. Vincent Chang? Yeah, let's go with Vincent Chang, sure. Chang strikes out the first guy, strikes out the second guy, and flies out the 3rd. Nicely done, Vincent. Mark Taguchi will come in, but they do make a pitching change as Chris Ramirez is in now. So they are going through a bunch of pitchers this game. This is their 4th of the game. We've only gone through our 2nd. Mark Taguchi strikes out. Yamazaki grounds out, and Yokoyama walks. So we do got a man on base with 2 outs. Tom Lee, he has been kind of inconsistent, but can he hit? No. Tom Lee's been a little bit of a disappointment in this game, I think. Can we keep Vincent Chang in? We might as well keep Vincent Chang in for 1 more inning. And then we could go to Tom Koo to hopefully close it out. Driver grounds out. Clemente strikes out. Adamson singles. We'll try and pick him off. Shanklin walks as well. Come on, Vincent. You got to get out of the situation. We have 2 outs. You just need to get 1 more. There we go. Huge. Huge. Nomo. And they make another pinching change as Andy McGrath comes in. Nomo walks. Theodore Lee singles. We got 2 men on base with no outs so far. Good start against McGrath here. Sasaki's been good tonight. Can he get anything going? No, he cannot. Vincent Seo. Fielder's choice, but we do have a man now in scoring position in Nomo. But we got to put this ball in play because we're down to our last out of the inning. Oka will not swing yet because they do make another pitching change. Reggie Reagan comes in. We'll see if Oka can get a hit off of him. And he can't. All right, well, we head to the 9th inning. We are going to bring out our closer in Tom Koo. I almost said Tom Clue for some weird reason. Can Tom Koo close out this game and give us a win here? strikes out the first guy. Gives up a single, not ideal. Miley flies out. They're down to their last out. We just need to get Elijah Green out here. And we do it. We're going to win 6-4 in game number 1. So just barely after a little bit of a hiccup in that third inning. But Charles Nomo, the player of the game with 1 for 2, a run, a home run, and 2 RBIs. Also 3 walks. So Nomo was pretty disciplined at the plate in this one. But we do get a victory as Parker gets credited with the victory. We started this game off just as we did against Houston, 6-4. That's interesting. So we've now won 4 straight games in this playoffs. Great start. Okay. Well, we got to keep the team the exact same, I think, going forward, because I really like the offensive effort still. The pitching was a little bit of a mixed bag at times, but I think it was good for the most part. So let's go to game number 2. We are going to be starting, I guess, we're going to be starting, who is it? Nguyen in this game. Nguyen will be starting this game. Nguyen has been fantastic so far in the playoffs, so I hope that he could have another really good game here, because that would help us a lot in this playoff series. So, yeah, he'll be starting for sure. And then Hayashi will get next game. And then we might have to go to Vincent Tan for the first time, which will be interesting. So, Stan the man will come in, and we'll keep with the same lineup. Let's jump in and see if we could take a 2-0 series lead. And hopefully we could get off to a good start again like last game. Juarez walks to start the game for the Yankees. That's not ideal. Strikeout there. Sack bunt, but that is 2 outs, so that's good. Driver flies out. We don't give up any hits. Nice. All right. Yamazaki flies out. Yokoyama solo shot again in the first inning. That's back-to-back games where Yokoyama's hit a first inning home run. Absolutely huge. Too bad Yamazaki didn't get on base again like last game, but 1-0 for us early on, just like last game. Can Tom Lee add to that? He singles. Nice. Charles Nomo walks as well. We got 2 men on base with only the 1 out. Theodore Lee flies out. We're down to our last out of the inning, and it's David Sasaki who hits into a fielder's choice. But still, 1-0 lead after 1 for us. Good. We just need some solid pitching as well to bounce off from that, and we do. Nice. Vincent Sio singles. Stanley Oka hits into a fielder's choice. Mark Taguchi strikes out, and Peter Yamazaki singles. We got 2 men on base again. Yokoyama's been good so far in this next round. Can he add anything to this game? Yes, he can. We get a runner in, but we also got gunned out going to home, but it makes it 2-0. So good start for Yokoyama in this one. Brady House flies out. Evan Carter pops up. Juarez flies out. So far, Nguyen is doing just exactly what he did in the last round, which is great. So we just need to keep him doing that. Tom Lee flies out. Nomo solo shot to make it 3-0. Let's go. We're adding a run every inning. I will definitely take that. Nomo's got back-to-back games with a home run as well. So Nomo's been killing it as of late. Theodore Lee singles. David Sasaki pops up. And Vincent Sio will hit into a fielder's choice as we head to the 4th. Chris Miley up for them singles. So there's the first actual hit against Stan Nguyen, because obviously the first one was a walk. Elijah Green singles as well. Oh no, don't let them come back here, boys. Jack Driver flies out. Huge fly out there. Kirk Adamson strikes out. Another big strikeout there as Nguyen gets himself maybe out of the situation. Yes, he does. He gets Clemente out too. So despite a little bit of early hits, he was able to respond, which is nice. Stanley Oka grounds out. Taguchi singles. Taguchi's been fantastic so far, still here in the playoffs. Not a lot of RBIs in this round so far, but he's been getting on base, which is great. Yamazaki brings him in. It's 4-0. We're still adding 1 run every inning. This is a really good start again for this team. 9 hits already at this point. Yokoyama will ground out. Tom Lee pops up, and we head to the 5th. Matt Davies for them doubles. Damn, that's like the first extra base hit they've had, I think. And then they bring in a run from Evan Carter. From Brady House. It's 4-1, so they break our shutout, unfortunately. But now Brady House is in scoring position. Grounds out there for Evan Carter. Juarez grounds out as well. And Mr. Miley, who I like to say Chris Smiley instead, but he's not Chris Smiley, grounds out. Huge. 4-1 still for us. Next up is Charles Nomo, who's been fantastic so far this playoffs. He grounds out. Theodore Lee grounds out as well, and David Sasaki pops up. We head to the 6th inning, still up by 3 runs. We're going to keep Nguyen in for at least 1 or 2 more innings, and then we could go to some of our guys in our bullpen. Elijah Green strikes out. Jack Driver solo shot. It's a 2-run game all of a sudden. Yikes. I'm kind of scared that they might be clawing back into this one. Oh, I didn't want to walk him. I wanted to go pick off for something. Oh, boy. We intentionally just walked a guy. Now that sets up the double play ball, though. Can we get a double play? No. But we do get the strikeout. Matt Davies up for them again. Singles. Oh, boy. That walk might have been a bad thing. Well, we just got to get a force out here if we can. Brady House will bring in a run. It's a 1-run game, and Stan's getting tired. We are going to make a pitching change here. We are up by 1 still, but yeah, I might have made a bad decision accidentally pressing the walk batter button. Yikes, that's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, we're going to go to Leonard Sato for the rest of this inning, I think, and at least a few more innings, I think, too. Sato flies him out. That's huge to keep our lead intact. Absolutely huge. Okay, bottom of the 6th, Vincent Seo up to bat looking to add to our lead here, and they do make a pitching change over to Andy McGrath, who obviously I think wasn't great last game, but Seo comes in, strikes out. Oka strikes out as well, and Taguchi singles. So Taguchi on base. Might as well try and steal since we're at 2 outs. And we do steal successfully. Can Yamazaki bring in Taguchi? No, he cannot. We'll keep Sato in for now. Fly out, nice. Single there, but we'll try and pick him off. Fly out there. Jack Driver grounds out. Huge. Okay, we still have the lead. So far, Sato's helping us out a lot here. Getting out of that bad spot that Nguyen got into near the end of the 6th. Yokoyama. Pitching change over to Reggie Reagan for the 2nd time in as many games. Yoko grounds out. Tom Lee strikes out. Charles Nomo walks. Okay. I like that Nomo issues walks if he doesn't hit anything, so that's good to see. Theodore Lee grounds out, and we head to the 8th. We're going to keep Sato in for at least 1 more inning here, I think. Single, not great. We don't want to give up any hits if possible. Clemente strikes out. Matt Davies singles as well. They have 2 men on base, and obviously they're trying to find a way to get that lead, which we do not want to give them. Brady House flies out. They're down to their last out of this inning. Can we hold this lead still? Yes, we can. Nice. I like that Sato's okay under pressure, it seems like. Sasaki, they make another pitching change. Francisco comes in again. Sasaki will strike out, Seo will fly out, and Oka will ground out. We head to the 9th. Tom Koo looking to close this one out for the 2nd consecutive game. Can he do it? Pop up, strike out. Elijah Green, their last out, grounds out. We barely escape with a 4-3 victory, because we start off the first 4 innings of the game with runs in each of them. So Yokoyama, the player of the game, going 2 for 4 with a run, a home run, 2 RBIs, and a double. Let's friggin' go. So we have a 2-0 series lead, and we have not lost a game yet in this playoff run. But now we have 3 straight games in New York, because it's a little bit different from the NHL, where you basically have 2 home games, 2 road games, 2 home games, or 1 home game, 1 road game. It's basically now we have 3 games in New York. We've only won 1 career playoff game on the road so far, and it was 16-7 in Game 3 against Houston. So I'm hoping that obviously we could take at least one of these games here in New York, so we'd have the series lead. But it would be obviously nice to take as much as we possibly can. So yeah, Hayashi's going to be starting this next game, which is exciting. So let's go to this next game and see what ends up happening. We're going to keep the team the exact same because it's been cooking still. And like I said, we're going to go to Hayashi for this one because he is the next one in the rotation. And then we might have to go to Vincent Tan to try and close out the series, which would be interesting because he'd get to play his first playoff game of the year. So Kazuhito Hayashi will come in, and hopefully he has a better performance than he did last time. Because last time he was a little bit meh, but obviously he's a former MVP winner, so he could definitely have some good games here and there. All right, Yamazaki at the bat to start the game, and he issues a walk. Can Yokoyama go 3 straight games with a home run in the first inning? No, he cannot. That would have been amazing if he could. Tom Lee. Well, bring him in, though. Okay, so Tom Lee gets on the board with a double, brings in the first run of the game. So once again, we're scoring early, which has been a sign these last 2 games, which is great. Nomo has Lee in scoring position. Can he bring him in? No, he cannot. Can Theodore Lee bring in Tom? No, he cannot. We have a 1-0 lead, though, after the first half of the inning. Let's see if we could have some good pitching performance as well. And we do. Nicely done, Hayashi. Great way to start it off. Hopefully he continues to play like that every single part of this game. CO doubles to start the second inning. That's nice. Can Sasaki bring him in? No. Can William Chung bring him in? Because I forgot we're actually going up against a left-hander right now in Fernando Avalos. So that's why Chung is in right now instead of, who is it? I forget who's normally in this spot. Oh, Oka. So we're going to have to see William Chung for the first time in the playoffs, which is nice. Can William Chung bring in Vincent CO? No, he cannot. Mark Taguchi flies out as well, unfortunately. Let's see if Hayashi has a good second inning. Oh my goodness, of course. Has a great first inning, but the first hit he gives up in this game is a solo shot to tie the game up. Kirk Adamson singles right afterwards. Oh boy. Hayashi has some tough times, it seems like. Pop up there. Okay, that's good. Just got to keep it tied at least. Line out. Nice. And fly out. Okay, so that's fine. They did tie it up, but at least we had a good response after that. Yamazaki flies out. Yokoyama grounds out. Tom Lee will ground out as well. We head to the bottom of the third. Evan Carter up for them. Flies out. Juarez flies out. Miley grounds out. We head to the fourth. This game is definitely a low-scoring game so far. Only 2 hits for each team up to this point in time. Nomo will walk. Yeah, see, like, Nomo, if he doesn't get on the board with hits, he's always walking, it seems like. So he's getting on base a lot of the time, which is great. Theodore Lee flies out. CO singles. We got 2 men on base with 1 out. Nomo in scoring position. Sasaki's not been good so far this playoffs, but can he do anything? He hits into a double play. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Sasaki's one of these guys I might want to think about taking out of the lineup, but I do really like his power hitting against righties, so maybe it's okay to keep him in. I honestly have no idea, but let's get some good pitching from Kaz here if we can. Ground out, fly out, and ground out. So far, the pitching's been on point in the series, which is great. William Chung grounds out. Taguchi flies out. Yamazaki walks. Yamazaki's also walked a bunch. Yoko Iyama reaches on an error. We have 2 men on base now, and Yoko got a double because of that error. So I don't know what happened, if somebody threw the ball out of play or something like that, but we do have 2 men in scoring position with 2 outs. This is a big spot for Tom Lee to potentially give us the lead. Can he do it? No, he cannot. That's unfortunate. Strikeout there. Walk issued there. Let's try and pick him off. Brady House singles as well. They have a man in scoring position with only the 1 out. That's not great. They are going to definitely try and get rid of that double play ball, I think. Evan Carter strikes out. That's a massive strikeout from Kaz. Now they can't do the sac fly. Can we get them out here and keep this game tied? Yes, we can. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nomo up now, strikes out. Theodore Lee, solo shot from Theodore Lee in the 6th inning has given us back our lead. It's now 2-1. Huge solo shot there from Theodore Lee. Absolutely beautiful. It's nice when anybody could hit a home run on this team. CO will strike out, and Sasaki will single. Fernando Avalos is getting tired, so they are going to have to go to reliever here soon. As William Chung is up to bat, he has not hit so far in his first 2 at-bats. Can he get a hit here? They make a pitching change to Chris Ramirez, so there as their starter out of the game. Can Chung do anything? No, he cannot. Kaz is still going to stay in. He's been good. He's still got a lot of energy. Might as well keep him in for a little bit. And he has a great inning there. Beautiful. He's been really good so far. Dialed in by comparison to last round, in my opinion. Taguchi will ground out. Yamazaki pops up. Yoko singles. Yoko has been so good. Tom Lee flies out, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. I might keep Kaz in for 1 to 2 more innings. I don't know if I'm going to let him play a full game, but he's only allowed 3 hits so far, so he's been good. And he's going to have another good inning there. We might honestly keep Kaz in the rest of this game. Nomo will not swing yet because Andy McGrath comes in again. Nomo will single. Nice. Yeah, Nomo is just getting on base every at-bat almost, regardless of what happens. Theodore Lee hits a single after he hit a home run last at-bat. It's now 2 men on base with no outs for Vincent CO. Can CO add to our lead here? He hits into a double play, but Nomo does get himself to third. So now Sasaki's got to put this in play if we want to take a 3-1 lead. Can he do it? No, he cannot. Damn, man. Should have put in a pitch hitter or something like that. Kazuhiro Hayashi will stay in for a little bit here unless he gets into a troublesome situation, which he gives up a double there, but he did have the 2 flyouts to start it off. Can he get out of the situation? Yes, he can. Well, I'll probably go to a closer for the next inning, no, but what a performance from Kazuhiro Hayashi. 8 innings, only giving up 4 hits. And they go to Reggie Reagan again. William Chung will get his first playoff hit of the year. A nice double. Beautiful. Maybe this could give us some insurance. Taguchi will ground out. Yamazaki will ground out as well. And Yokoyama will ground out. That's unfortunate. We are going to make a pitching change, though, because Kaz is getting quite tired, and I don't want to risk him blowing this game open. So we are going to go to Tom Koo, I think, to close this one out again. I could go to Philip Chung, but I don't know if I want to trust Chung. I could go also to Tommy Wong, to be honest. He is a left-handed pitcher, too, so... You know what? Let's go to Tommy Wong instead. Tommy Wong to try and close this out. Gives up a double. Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. Let's try and pick off second. Come on, Tommy. Get out of the situation. Huge strikeout there for Tommy. Okay, can he get Adamson out? Yes, he can. They're down to their last out. Can Tommy Wong close this one out? Or is this game going to go to extra innings? Oh, boy. We gave up a walk. That means they have a chance to win this game potentially now, which is pretty scary. Oh, boy. We just got to get Davies out here. I believe in you, Tommy. I know you're a young guy, but you can get out of the situation. Fielder's choice. We are going to win 2-1. Another close game. And we have taken a 3-0 series lead on the Yankees. We have not lost a game yet this playoffs. I really hope we don't lose 4 in a row all of a sudden. But Kazuhito Ayashi, the player of the game, 8 innings pitched, only giving up the 4 hits, 1 run allowed as well, 6 strikeouts, and 1 home run given up. But 2-1 victory. We are 1 win away from the World Series. And it's been a lot different of a series, I'd say, than the last year's. Like, it's been a closer series, definitely. But we've also been way better in terms of, like, not giving up as much runs this playoff run than last few years. Like, we gave up only 5 combined in these 2 games, 7 in this game, so that's a bit of an outlier. 7 in these 2 games combined, and 1 here. So we've been pretty good. All right, well, we have a chance to close out the Yankees in New York. We are going to be going to Vincent Tan in this game because Vincent Tan should be still full energy because he has not started the game yet. And obviously, I think Parker's not going to be ready yet. And I would refer Parker for Game 1 of the World Series if we do get there. So I think going to Vincent Tan for this game makes a lot of sense. So yeah, we'll go to Tan because, yeah, you can see Parker's still not fully energized. Nguyen's definitely not. And Kaz just played a long game. So Vincent Tan will start this game. And we'll see if we could close out the New York Yankees and get ourselves to our first ever World Series. Come on, boys. I believe in you. Yamazaki strikes out. Yoko flies out. Tom Lee will pop up, so nothing going for us in that first inning, which is the first time I believe this series that we didn't score anything in inning 1. Matt Davies for them grounds out. Miley grounds out, and Green singles. We'll try and pick him off. Driver flies out. Solid start for Vincent Tan. Charles Nomo strikes out. Theodore Lee singles. So Theodore Lee all of a sudden having a good little stretch here. David Sasaki hits a 2-run shot. That's why you keep Sasaki in. He's been so bad in this playoffs, but a 2-run shot in the second inning. We have a 2-0 lead early on. Huge hit there from Sasaki to start this game. Seo will strike out, and Oka will single. We'll keep him in, I guess. Is this the second time Ahmed Nixon's pitched against us, I think? I don't remember if he pitched against us in Game 1 or not, but if he has, he won't have a long energy span. Mark Taguchi strikes out, and we head to the bottom of the second. Let's see if Vincent Tan can give us a good inning here again. Fly out, single. That's okay to give up singles. Just don't give up extra base hits. Strike out there. And ground out there. Nice. All right. Good start for the defense, pitching, and good start for the offense. Let's see if we can add to that. Yamazaki grounds out. Yokoyama singles. Yoko has been so good in the series. I really like how he's came alive a little bit. Like, he had a good first round, but this round he's been even better, I think. Tom Lee will fly out, and Nomo will strike out. We head to the bottom of the third. Carter for them walks. We'll try and pick him off. Can't. Davies, fielder's choice. Nice. Miley walks as well. We have been giving up a bit more walks here in this game. Elijah Green, fielder's choice. They do have a man in scoring position, but they do have 2 outs, so this guy needs to put it in play if they want to get anything going. Jack Driver will pop up. Huge. I don't know how long Vincent Tan's going to be in this game for. I know he could go long into games because he's had a lot of complete games in his career, but I don't know about playoffs because this is, like, I believe his first playoff start since last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe he didn't even start any last year at all. Honestly, don't remember. Theodore Lee up to bat. Singles. So once again, we have a man on base to start the inning. Sasaki has the home run in this game. Can he add anything else? He hits into a double play, of course. That's a thing with Sasaki. He hits good home runs, but then after a while, he hits like into double plays. Vincencio will single. Oka will hit him in. It's 3-0. That's huge. Nice double there for Oka. It does suck that Sasaki hit into a double play, though, because we could have had more runs because of that. But Taguchi, can he bring in Oka? He can't. Still 3-0. Clemente for them flies out. Adamson singles. We'll try and pick him off. Doesn't work. Shanklin strikes out. Brady House flies out. So far, Vincent Tan's having a good game. I like it. Yamazaki flies out. Yokoyama flies out. And Tom Lee will strike out. Vincent Tan still has a lot of energy, to be honest, at this point. So he might end up going like 8 innings, just like Hayashi was, if he continues like this. Carter reaches on an error. Davies double play. Beautiful. Nicely done, Vincent. Miley will walk as well. Yeah, we've given up a lot of walks in this game from Vincent Tan, but he's not given up a lot of hits. Elijah Green flies out. And we head to the 6th inning, still up 3-0. Nomo will reach on an error. See, even he reaches on errors too, Nomo, so I love Nomo. He might be one of my favorite players in this series, but then again, there's a lot of fun players on this team. Theodore Lee will hit into a double play. Unfortunate. Sasaki will ground out. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Driver for them grounds out. Clemente flies out. Adamson grounds out. We head to the 7th, still up 3-0. This has been a very fucking great playoff run. Holy crap, man. I can't even imagine how good this team would be if we still had Sato on it. Like, maybe we're too good when we had Sato on third base? I don't even know, but this team has literally not lost a playoff game. And we have a chance to go potentially 4-0 against the Yankees and go 7-0 to get into the World Series. Like, I feel like the World Series is definitely going to be a test if we do get there, though. CO will make a pitching change over to Francisco for the Yankees. Can he hit? He doubles against Francisco to start Francisco's game. That's beautiful. Oka will ground out, though. Taguchi will fly out as well. And Yamazaki, who will single. Okay. We got men on the corners for Yokoyama with 2 outs. He needs to put this in play. And he doesn't. Okay, that's fine. Shanklin for them will fly out. House will single. Try and pick him off. Evan Carter will walk as well. They have 2 men on base. This is not good. We got to get out of the situation if we can. Davies will walk as well. They have bases loaded. Oh boy. This might be the time when we want to get taking Tan out. They're definitely not going to try and steal here, but they have 1 out only, so we need to be careful that they don't score more than 1 run if they do score anything. Miley will pop up. That's a massive pop-up. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. He's now down to their last out here of this game. Not of this game, of this inning. Can we get out of the situation with our lead intact? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. The team of last year would have probably not gotten out of that situation. Tom Lee. And he won't go yet. Andy McGrath comes back in. Tom Lee will fly out. Nomo will strike out. And Theodore Lee will get hit by pitch. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he didn't get injured. Sasaki will line out. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. We'll keep Tan in for 1 more inning here. Might as well. And if he gets into a bad spot, maybe we'll change him out. Ground out. Triple. Ugh, I don't like triples. So Clemente might be able to score here. Adamson will bring him in, and he gets a double. We are going to make our pitching change already. And we're going to bring in... Let's go with Yamashita. I have not seen him yet in this playoffs, I think. Strikes out the first guy, so they're up to 2 outs now. Can we keep this lead intact still? Yes, we can. Perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. So we still have a 2-run lead as we head into the 9th. Obviously, if we have a chance to win this series, we're going to jump in to the bottom of the 9th and watch the last little bit. But Vincent Co. Pitching change to DeMarcus Little. I don't think we've seen this guy at all so far. Co will pop up. Oka will single. All right, Oka. Taguchi will walk as well. We have 2 men on base with 1 out for Yamazaki. He'll strike out. Yokoyama will single. We have bases loaded with 2 outs. Can Tom Lee break this game wide open and make us have an easier chance in the bottom of the 9th? Yes, he can. It's 5-1. That's huge insurance runs from Tom Lee. Absolutely beautiful. Nomo. Pitching change already over to Chris Ramirez. Nomo will get walked. We have bases loaded again. Are we going to have another crazy 9th inning like we did against the Astros? to close them out. Theodore Lee will bring in another run. It's 6-1. I think we might have punched our ticket here to the World Series. Sasaki will fly out. We head to the bottom of the 9th to close them out. We'll intervene and see if we can get ourselves to the World Series here. Obviously, we're going to make this AI versus AI, but it looks like we're going to have an easy time here getting ourselves to the World Series if we can just close this out. Oh man, at first I thought the game literally crashed, and I was literally going to scream if that happened just because it took a while to load. Oh boy. Okay, so Yamashita's still in here. We have a 98% chance to win this game. Just got to close out these Yankees, and we'll get ourselves to a World Series if that's possible. Let me just make sure my game audio is not too loud here. Actually, I could adjust it probably when I edit, so that's fine if it's too loud right now. All right, can we close them out? It's 1-1. This count on Evan Carter. Ooh, he went around. Okay, 1-2 on that curveball. Yamashita's been good so far here. He had 2 strikeouts in that bottom of the 8th. Yeah, that was a little bit of a risky one over the plate, but we do get away with it. All right. Okay, we just got to hold this lead. We should be able to do it, unless our pitching obviously turns to shit. But it's been good so far in this playoffs. Like, we had a good game in the series from Nguyen. We had one from Yamazaki, or not Yamazaki. Jeez, Kazuhito Hayashi. Jeez, there's so many names in this series that I honestly keep tongue-twisting names. But just got to get through another inning and we'll be good. The offense has also been so good in the playoffs. Like, there's not been really any player I've been disappointed with, other than I would say kind of Sasaki, but he had a big 2-run shot in the series. So, and there's a huge strikeout as Evan Carter thought it was a ball, but it was ruled a strike, which I think that was the right call. It was in the zone. Yeah, it was in the zone, I'm pretty sure. Right, let's see this. Yeah, catches the top of the zone. That's a good strike. And Evan Carter thought that was a ball, but we get our first strike here of the 9th inning, and Eric Yamamoto will come in. Oh no, I don't know why the team wants to always go to Yamamoto, but Yamamoto, last time we've seen, he was not very good in it, so hopefully he could close this game out a little bit easier than he did against the Astros, because he had a little bit of a tough time against them. So he's up against Matt Davies. This is the first time we've seen Yamamoto this series. First time since Game 3 against the Astros, like I said. Matt Davies is 0 for 3 tonight, 5 for 15 in the series, so he's been one of their better players, I guess, in terms of getting on base. And let's see. Oh, yikes, he almost hit him with that 2-0 count. Yeah, Yamamoto is kind of a weird player. He might be one of those pitchers that I don't really trust that much, but we'll see what ends up happening. If need be, hopefully the manager decides to go to, like, Tom Koo. There's our first strike on him. Okay. Let's see if we can get another strike to get this back to a 2-2 count. Yes, we can. Beautiful pitch inside, or on the outside, actually, of the plate. Nicely done. So it's a 2-2 count. Can Yamamoto get the strikeout? Yes, he can. What a slider. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We are down to our last out. If we get this last out here, we punch our ticket to the World Series, where we're going to either be taking on Cincinnati or the Dodgers, which is interesting because obviously we've never played either of them. And I don't even know what either of them look like at this point. Holy crap. What a pitch. That was beautiful. As Yamazaki, the catcher, just in the background with that nice white mask. I don't know if I like the white mask too much, but first one, a little bit outside. Almost got him down low. Let's see. It's Miley. He's batting at .213 in the playoffs. He hasn't been insane so far for them. Let's get this Miley out, and we can punch our ticket, boys. Nice one there. Beautiful. It is a 1-1 count. Just need 2 more strikes. So far, Yamamoto's looked a lot better in this one, though. Let's see. Yamamoto pitches, and he gets him to hit it, which makes it a 1-2 count. They're down to their last out. If we could get this last out here, we send ourselves to... Oh, man, that was very close to the World Series. That was very close to being a strike, but just a little bit too much inside. It's now 2-2. Come on, Yamo. Just got to get him to swing at something crazy. And that one is going to be a double. Yeah, probably that's an extra base hit here. Yep. Damn it. That close to closing out the game fully, but Yamo gives up a hit. He did give up hits against Astros, so it makes sense that he gives up one here, but Miley gets on base with a double. I knew that was a double as soon as I saw it get to the gap. I knew there was no way we were going to be able to get to that. But at least we were able to only keep it as a double, not a triple. But we are still up by 5 runs, so it's not a huge problem. As Elijah Green is now up against us. 1 for 4 in this game. Doesn't swing at the first one. That curveball's a little bit off the plate. He's batting at .277 in the playoffs, so he's been somewhat good for them. No home runs for him at this point. Just got to get 3 strikes. Or just get a pop-up. There's a beautiful strike right down the middle. It's a changeup. It was a little bit of a risk doing that, though, obviously, because if he would have read it better, he could have probably hit that one. But he did not read it. Just got to get 2 more strikes here. The number 3 pitch is, and one that's going to be popped up, but it goes out of play. They're down once again to their last strike. Can Yamamoto find a way to get this done here? He pitches, and that's way too high up. That was a nice fastball, but it was way too high off the plate. I knew he wasn't going to swing at that. Next pitch, just off the plate again. It's now a full count. Jack Driver would be up next if he is to go up at bat. We don't want to issue a walk here, boys. We don't want to give them a chance. Just got to get this punch out or a pop-up or something like that, or a force out, anything like that. Yamamoto, and oh man, that was close. If he would not have swung at that, that would have been nice, but still a 3-2 count. His next pitch, swung at again and once again fouled. Damn, he's getting his pitch count up there. Yeah, see, Yamamoto has a little bit of tough times closing these out. That's why I don't usually turn to him too often here. And that one is hit to the corner. I think we're going to be able to get to it. Tom Lee gets to it. And the Tokyo Tropic Turtles are headed to the World Series for the first time in franchise history, as Tom Lee was able to just barely get over to that corner. And we have swept back-to-back series to get ourselves to the World Series for the first time in franchise history. We are the AL champs in 2037. Let's freaking go. Tom Lee looks so crazy with his hair. Like, he's the only one with really long hair on this team. But this team finally is able to get to a World Series in this run. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. And we get to actually see all the guys out there celebrating. Now we just need to win 4 more games. And then we could be the best team in baseball. And then we could end the series on a high note or something like that. But, wow, look at all those guys. A lot of them look similar too, though, because they all have like the same generated face almost. Yeah, this is awesome. Finally we're having playoff success. Tom Lee is so easy to recognize too because of his hair. But a big catch there at the end, and we get it done. And Sasaki was the player of the game because of that home run, which is kind of funny because he didn't have a really good playoff still up to this point. But Vincent Tan, great win for him. Absolutely great. But I want to go to the 9th inning here. And then just see that fly out at the last one. Yeah, there you go, the fly out. This is what punches our ticket here. This swing here. Can I get this to the ball here? Thank you. Is that on the ball yet? No, it's not. It's hard to get this thing to focus onto the ball. Let's see, over there. Perfect. Now we can actually track this ball, but it just goes all the way over this corner. Tom Lee reads it. Let's actually hide this. And you can see he just gets over to it. Sticks out the glove, and he knows it right away. Look at that hair. And he knows that we're going to the World Series. And he goes for a jump. Look at that. That's actually hilarious. And the rest of the team celebrating too. They know that they're going to the World Series for the first time. Who is this? Oh, Oka. Oka is the mood right now. Actually, kind of... Oh, man, I don't want to go like that. Oh, well. I wanted to take a screenshot of that, but never mind. Let's friggin' go. That's beautiful. Woo. Now the question is, who are we facing in the World Series? And do we actually have a legit shot at winning the World Series this year? I think we do, based on the fact we had really good first 2 rounds. But obviously, the NL could be really tough. So I'm not too sure who we're facing. Okay, so we are 7-0 in this playoff run. Who are we facing in the World Series? Actually, let's take a look at our player stats first, just to wrap up their stats at the moment. So Iwamura, solid numbers still, pretty consistent. Stan's been great. Kazuhito Hayashi's definitely found himself as well. Vincent Tan was good. Like, we're getting good pitching from everyone there. We didn't even go to Walter Jung at all in that series, but that's okay. Our bullpen's been also good for the most part. Yamamoto's been probably the worst of the bunch, but those have been in games we've watched part of, so I don't really know if his stats are actually that bad. But there is our pitching stats. And in terms of our lineup itself, Yamazaki's still only batting at 214, but he's still been good. He only had 1 RBI in that series, so he definitely was a lot more quiet, but that's okay. Yoko is on a 367. Tom Lee's on a 200. Nomo is on a 348. Wow. Theodore Lee's on a 367. Sasaki's on a 148, so he's starting to improve a little bit. Seo on a 423. Oak on a 462, and Taguchi on a 400. If these 3 guys weren't batting as good as they are, we definitely have a much tougher time. And on the bench, Chung has a 250. The other guys we have not turned to at the moment, so. Okay, now the question is, who are we playing in our first ever World Series? And is it a team we could beat? Is it the Dodgers or is it the Reds? It will be the Dodgers. It will be the LA Dodgers. LA and Tokyo in the finals. Dodgers won in 6 games over Cincinnati. Okay, we'll take a look at their roster here shortly. I do want to go to the awards section, though, because I know they will show the playoff MVPs. So the MVP postseason award for our team. Yeah, the postseason award MVP for the AL, Stanley Oka is your winner with a 462. So Oka on the bottom of the order is up there. Nice. And then Johnny Sewell for them is their postseason MVP. Obviously, World Series MVP will be interesting to see if we do, in fact, win. But let's take a look at the Dodgers. How good were they during the regular season? So we were 97 and 65. They were where? They were 81 and 81. Oh my! They might be a wild card team that is very good. They might be a wild card team that was really good. Yeah. 500, and they gotten themselves this far. Based on their rankings, they are 8th in contact, 7th in power, 19th in pitching, 10th in defense, and 21st in speed. So, that's interesting. Because by comparison, we're 15th in contact, 1st in pitching and power, 7th in defense, 13th in speed. All right. The fact that they were 500 kind of scares me. So they went from wildcard team where they beat the Washington Nationals to beating Colorado, who was the 2nd seeded team, to beating Cincinnati, who was the 1st seeded team. So they're really good, at least in the NL. But maybe they're not as good against us. Who knows? Let's take a look at what the Dodgers are looking like, and then I'll be it for this episode because we are approaching almost an hour long again, as per usual. But here's their pitching rotation, and I'm not seeing a super crazy overall pitching rotation, but it could still obviously be good. Cliff Martinez is apparently their ace. They also have Freddie Nieve, Julian Nunez, Greg Collars, and Reynaldo Vasquez. So, yeah, they have a good start, some good starting pitchers, but it's not like the most insane pitching rotation we've seen. Bullpen, kind of similar, but definitely better than some of the other teams we've seen. So Patrick Estes, William Gore, Ron Cody, interesting. Doug Lucero. They also have Javier Jimenez, who's a 68 overall. Okay. Isaiah Cope has an 87, Satchel Fuentes, and Ross Cruz has an 86. He's only 22 years old, damn. All right, so there's their pitching. What about their lineup itself? Like, maybe they're more of an offensive team. I'm not too sure what their stats were like during the regular season now. Yeah, they're definitely a better batting team, I'd say, than the Yankees. But they have a similar pitching, which is interesting. So they have Rob Kelly, who's batting at 288 right now. Joshua Swigum, interesting name, batting at 298. Alan Hubbard on a 212, but has 3 home runs. 95 overall as well. I don't remember if this guy, when he was drafted, but he used to play for the Guardians, apparently. Pedro Vega is there as a catcher, has a 95 as well, only batting a 174. Ken Bichard, a 319, average 4 home runs so far. Gustavo Mendez, batting a 189. Stephan Guerrero at 224, but does have some home runs. Johnny Sewell, who has been their MVP, batting a 386. And he's near the bottom of their order. And Jacob Gonzalez. That's funny. I knew a guy named Jacob Gonzalez, so that's kind of weird. Batting at 276. And then on the bench, Esteban Guzman has not bat so far. Drew Romo has batted a little bit, but not much. Tate Raburn as well, batting at 286. And James Ramirez has no hits through 4 at-bats. Yeah, they're definitely, I'd say, more of an offensive-based team, but I don't really know what to make of them. I definitely think it's going to be a battle of the two offenses, and I think it's going to come down to if our pitching rotation could do what it's been doing. Because if our pitching plays as good as it has done, I think we definitely have a little bit of an upper hand. But obviously, if our offense dries up as well, that's going to be problematic. So, going to be very interesting to see if we can win our first ever World Series. We just need 4 more wins to do so. Can we do it and complete this draft to glory with a World Series? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Tokyo Tropic Turtles Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the World Series against the LA Dodgers as we look for the first World Series in franchise history. And it's been a long time coming, but this team is finally winning games in the playoffs. We are 7-0 to start this playoffs. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are currently 9-3, or 9-4 so far this playoff run. So it should be interesting to see who ends up winning. I definitely think we have the upper hand just because we're better in pitching and power. But obviously, they could have some underrated guys that do really good against us as well. So let anything down below, and I'll see you guys next time.